with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond, and this is Tarot Tuesday. So today I'm going to pick a couple cards. It's a collective reading, and it's timeless. So what that means is that it is broad, it is for everybody according to the collective energies right now, and it is timeless because whenever you find this, that's when it's meant for you. If you watch it during the current energies and the message, whatever it might be one section, it might be the whole thing, is applicable to you now. And if you find this months down the road, there's going to be a message in it for you that is applicable to that point in time. Okay, it's always very spirit guided, so I come through with messages for the collective from spirit depending on what spirit wants to bring through, and then I use tarot and oracle cards to help me illustrate and bring through a meaning behind what their message is. Okay, so I'd like to set the intention today. Please bring through any messages deemed for the greatest good of all involved, from and only from the highest consciousness. And I ask that these messages come through with love and ease and grace today. So I'm going to start with the Light Seers Tarot, and then we will do any kind of themes or I don't know, further explanation with my oracle cards today. So what do the collective energies need to hear today? Okay, well, this makes sense. Okay, so I have the Four of Swords. And so the Four of Swords is a card of rest, deep, deep, deep rest. And I know the energies of today require us all. We have been going and going. Now, myself, I've been super sick. And so I know that with the rest, sometimes, this is a personal thing, but it comes through a lot, is when we are ready for a rest and when it's actually time to rest, and spirit says, okay, you know, you're in the cycle of rest and restore. And we think, but no, there's this and this and this and this and this that we still have to do. Spirit will be like, well, no, it's time to rest. And it will come through, and we will either get sick or we will, whatever the energies that we're holding in our body will manifest, and that will be the thing that needs the voice to take over, whether it's through our throat or our chest, our heart space. If we're having any kind of spine issues, there's a lot of energy that's being held in our spine, and I can just really feel some spine stuff. So maybe it's time for a trip to the chiropractor for someone, but this is about resting. It's about restoring our energy, because there is such big influxes of energy that we play out in our day-to-day interactions, in our spiritual world, in our emotional world. June's a busy month. It's always a busy month. And so with the increase in things that is going on, we need to have the balance of rest. So this card is really, really important for resting and giving ourselves a little bit of grace. Okay, so allowing ourselves to sink in to what we need for a little bit of self-care is what this is. Seven of Swords. Okay, so Seven of Swords is generally a card of saying, hey, don't not be on the lookout. But it's sync through what they're saying in alignment with the Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords for rest. Is in the Seven of Swords, generally it means like deception or something that's not showing up in a truthful way. And what this is coming up for this reading is that what are we doing right now that is, the word deception's a bit tricky in this situation. So I want to use like something that is out of alignment with us. So what are we doing? What are the truths that we're continuing to hold? What are the things that we are continuing to hold in a pattern of our schedule? They're saying like, is there something that we're continually doing on a regular basis or that we're incorporating into our schedule that isn't working for us anymore? And it's almost like it's deceiving ourselves of what we actually want and what we actually need right now. And this is like really taking inventory about what's working and what's not working. Okay, And someone might be like, hey, yeah, keep going, or yes, no, just keep pushing through. But you know, your inner part is like, I need some rest right now. I need to know that I just need a break, and this is actually not working. This pairing or this agreement or the, it's out of alignment now. And the more that you continue to be like that, they keep giving me the energy, so this must be for someone. It's like, well, you committed. And if you committed to something, you play it out till the end, or else that shows what kind of character you have. When that's not entirely true. Like, there's some things where commitment absolutely holds the value of something, but at the same time, sometimes it's actually way more brave to step away and say, this commitment no longer serves me. And I can't do it anymore because it's completely out of alignment. So you're telling your whole self that not only do you not trust it, and that its voice doesn't matter because you made a commitment at some point in your life when it did align, but now it no longer aligns, but you're going to ignore yourself. That's something of the past for me. And I really think that there's something that somebody's struggling with where they're like, no, but I said I would do this. And so they continue to show up and do something for other people or for a situation. But like every time it's like, it hurts them inside. Stop. That's an old belief system. Now, I know this might not be a popular opinion, but the belief system where you committed to it, so you have to follow it through, right? Like, why? Like, who does that serve? I feel like it's something that we were taught way back in the day because our parents were taught that because they needed people to continue to work and work and work and work and work, right? We were like trained forces, where it's now everybody's like coming back into themselves slowly but surely, figuring out what it actually feels like to make choices and decisions based on how they actually feel and what's in alignment with them. Instead of being like, nope, you committed and that's the stamp on it and you don't get to make a choice otherwise. What? Why not? What if it doesn't align anymore? Right? I get that that's frustrating for people, but I mean, there's always going to be somebody to work the job. There's always going to be somebody to show up to do something. Like, the world works that way. Trust you. It's not like, and that's another thing. It's like, you're not the end all be all, the break everything if you step away. Everything's gonna be okay. And I mean, yes, this is varying degrees. Don't come on and be like, well, what about if you're in a 10-year marriage and you get in a fight and then you leave? It's like, no, it's a bit different when there's a bunch of people involved, and like you can take proper steps in order to try alleviating the pain or the conflict that might be arising within it. For sure, take proper precautions and see if you can have any conflict resolution. But if it's not working for you, you have full permission to step away or say, hey, I need a second to step away because I'm feeling like this really is, every time I step in to do this, it is like taking a piece of me away and I don't like it anymore. It's more brave to be able to step forward and say, I'm out, guys, than it is to keep going and keep like hurting that part of yourself. This is a really strong energy. So whoever this is for, I mean, go in and do some inventory of like what space is available for this situation. Because if it's no longer something that's working for you, decide what it is that you need, because you're the one that's in charge of you, right? That's kind of the energy of June. It actually is. It's like, where there's conflict, this conflict resolution. And although conflict might feel heavy, it's actually, this is helping us. Just like if we get sick, when we won't stop, right? And then we have to. Like, why does it take a sickness to stop us and allow us to rest? And the same thing is true with conflict. Was when something comes up in a conflict way, it's to show us what is out of alignment, instead of like trusting our intuitive hunches the whole time and then all of a sudden showing up and there's conflict and being like, okay, this no longer works or this works or whatever. You know what I mean? You don't have to have it such a big thing. Okay. The next card is the Chariot. Number 7, so there's the 7 of Swords and the number 7, which is the Chariot. So 7s are big. 7 is a very spiritual number. It's a very enlightened number. It's a very intuitive number. So when you see a lot of 7s, it's a lot of spirit-led angel messaging. So the Chariot is like you're going forward with something. Things are moving quite quickly for you, and that there's light and dark always with a Chariot. There's a white horse and there's a black horse, and that just means that there is going to be a combination, right? Things are going to come up quickly, and you're going to decide what works and what doesn't work along the way. It's like they're showing me like you going down a road and being like, okay, there's a decision, we have to turn right or left, but we're going at an incredible pace. Left, we're going to have to go through a little detour. Right is quicker, but the road's a lot rockier. And it's like you're having to make these decisions rather quickly, but just trust that you're getting to the destination in which you're going. The road might not be like perfectly easy. You're going, and things are moving really quickly right now. Things are moving really quickly, and there's no wrong choice. And the number one thing to do is rely on your own intuition. Intuition is the 7s, right? And with the 7 of Swords before, and saying like, trust yourself, the whole spiel about stop giving your power away to others, and like going in and doing what's in alignment. Same thing with the Chariot. You're moving forward in an expedited way. The thing you have to rely on most is your gut, your intuition. Ask your angels, ask your guides to help you in this journey so that you can, even if it's not perfectly easy and simple, there's no wrong way of experiencing things when you're listening to your gut. Okay, so then another major arcana is number 11. We've got the Justice card. She holds the balancing bowls on this, which is actually on a sword. She has it on, which is interesting. So I like this because if you're wrapping up any kind of legal matters right now, or there's any kind of like big decisions that is being made, the Justice is like you've weighed out the pros and cons. If you allow yourself enough rest, you trust yourself, you cut out anything that's out of alignment, you start going forward, making the choices going forward. The Justice card shows that you're going to be taken care of. Like things are going to balance out. Things are going to come out in your favor. Like the Justice, right? The justice will be served because you're putting in the time. You're trusting yourself. You're trusting your gut. And you're going in a forward motion to make these choices made. So I love that she comes up after the Chariot because it's like, you know, the road might not be easy, like I said, okay? But you got to trust that every road that isn't easy, you're going to look back and be like, holy smokes, I learned how to do this and this and this and this on the road. Had it been just simple, I wouldn't have learned anything. Sometimes there are times for simple, but this is like, just trust that the conflict in this is about you navigating your way through by trusting your gut. And then that is what is going to come out in the end as being your truth, as being like I can just feel like you are gonna look back and be like, yeah, wow. Had I not listened to my gut, had I gone this way, it would have been a longer road, or I would have had to learn that lesson again and again and again. Or had I not laid down and rest and took that whole week off because I was sick, you know, I would have been this and this and this would have happened. You got to trust what is right in front of you, even if it feels like it's not super easy. And then the card that jumped out at the end is the third major arcana card in this pull, which is the High Priestess, number 2. And that is all about intuition. It's all about your divinity and your intuition, trusting your gut, knowing that you have the answers. Okay? So it feels like at the beginning of this month, it's kind of like, they're really giving me energies for June. So maybe this is like an energy reading for the, like I said at the beginning, the current kind of collective energy. But it feels like with the 4 of Swords, it's like rest, don't jump into the mix and the chaos, okay? You got to really be discerning about the other energies around you, what you want to bring into your energy field and what you don't. Trusting your own intuitive guidance. That path is moving forward, you're going, but just trust that it's all going to balance out in the end. By using your intuition, That's what's going to happen. So this is the storyline. 4 swords, 7 of swords, chariot, justice, high priestess. Okay? So I really think that this is like, it's super, super clear. I hope this came through with clarity. And then I'm going to pull the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck for any kind of clarification, on the general reading today. Anything that our viewers need to know. Home. Okay. And knowledge. Okay, so actually, you know what is interesting is the energy of knowledge did come through before about if things come up for you to, like, things are coming up. This is a Jupiter and Gemini kind of thing, is like, this is a good time to be able to maybe sit back and learn. So when we have in our cycles, it's like receiving information, retaining it, making the plan, using it, implementing it, celebrating it, then resting, restoring, rejuvenating our energy, and then starting again. Okay? And so it looks like we're at a cycle of like resting to be able to gather our knowledge. So the home card is really nice too, because this is all about like coming home to ourselves. Again, like, yes, we can create a beautiful energy within our actual home, which is really nurturing, which was in alignment with the 4 swords, like creating a nurturing space for us to just like come home to, but also coming home to ourselves. That is an intuition card again, coming home to ourselves, trusting ourselves. What feels good for us is saying, this is what I need and this is not what I need. This is, you know, this is what I committed to. This is what I said I was going to do, but I'm coming home to myself because I'm saying no longer. I need to rest. I need to just take a load off and read a book. That's the knowledge card, reading a book, but also gaining knowledge. This is also giving you the knowledge that you're going to be writing down in your own book, kind of like metaphorically. By that, you can go back and look at the circumstances in this current energy and say, I remember when I went through this and I had to just step away and say, this doesn't work for me anymore. So that you can refer back to this and say, I love that I did this because it totally changed everything for me. I felt so much better after I actually said this and did this. So and there might actually be like a course that you want to take. If you're at home and you're like sick anyway, you got the week off, take a look. Maybe there's like a little online course that you've always wanted to do. Or maybe there's like you can pay for it online and it's like a art lesson that you pay for online and you do this you paint or something. Like, it's like maybe investing a little bit in a little course or doing something for yourself that's going to help you to come into alignment with yourself. Okay? And then I'm going to finish off with the Blue Angel Oracle because it's like one of my very favorite decks. And I feel like the visuals on this is just so beautiful. And it's a great card to leave us off on because it's kind of like, it feels like the icing. Like, this is like the depth of the cupcake. And then the Blue Angel Oracle is like the icing. Okay. Light Ship Earth, number 40. So this is an interesting card. It's one of the most interesting cards in the deck, I'd have to say. Okay, so this might be specific to certain people that are watching. The Light Ship Earth one is like, gaining knowledge is about this, and gaining knowledge in different ways might come through. It might be very like linear. It might be very left brain. You might be actually learning like a new tool or a new language or something like that. But this is also might be like, you might be collecting information or knowledge from your guides or your guidance team. You might be getting these really intuitive visions or dreams in dream state. You might, they're showing me like you guys might have had these like really strong intuitive hits about something. And you're like, I don't know if this is actually, am I going crazy kind of thing? No, the veil's really thin right now. And our guidance teams are really stepping in to try to help us through this, because everything that feels like it's being uprooted right now is being uprooted for a reason, in order for us to like create a good, happy, cohesive environment for us. And that means we have to like get out, uproot, take out some of the things that are destroying our natural like ecosystem of our life. You know what I mean? So this is like, what I feel from this is the guidance that has come through for you in different ways. Really, know that this is all for the greater good. Like, this is for the ascension of our planet. This is for the ascension and your personal ascension. And it does come through in many different ways. And it might come through in your connection to Earth. It might come through in the little glimmers that show up, where we might be in the middle of like dealing with something major, and then all of a sudden we get this overwhelming feeling of like emotion and love. And it's like, that's our guidance team that's coming in and helping us to get through these big energies of ascension, because some of the uprooting is happening right now. Okay, so number 40, the earth is a living consciousness currently being flooded with higher vibrational energies. These very same energies are flowing through you. In being aware of this, you will be better able to integrate these new energies. Keep an open heart and mind, and you will see this time as a joyful one. You might have to look back and see it as a retrospective, joyful time, okay? Do not allow yourself to be drawn into the fear that exists. I love this. Yes. This is a time of personal and planetary healing. You and the earth are moving toward higher states of awareness. Imagine the earth in your mind's eye. Send love and light to everyone, to everything, every blade of grass and every atom of light. Send yourself love. Send love to your friends, your family, and those who have passed. Wish them all a happy return, for we shall all reappear in the future. And though this time will never come again, it will also never cease. Okay, wow, mic drop. So this is a great icing on the cake, because this is all about like planetary healing. But all of our healing is what is healing the planet. And then the earth is like reacting with it too. Like, we are all healing to make the collective healing. Okay. So it's really, really important. Your role in this is really important. And what makes it important to the collective upgrade is not you doing the things that you subscribe to do whenever that you were trained to do. What makes this planet raise in vibration is you doing the things that light you up and that make you feel whole and that make you feel like you have purpose and make you feel light. I don't care if it's swinging on a swing set. I don't care if it's writing a manuscript. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're doing it because it is in you to do. And your intention is for the greatest good of all, because that is what connects us all into the wiring of everything. And if we're turned on, then our circuits are turned on because we're all connected. And that's what creates this whole planetary upgrade, okay? So intuition, don't do the things that you don't want to do anymore. It's as simple as that. Rest and like know that by you honoring who you are, that is your contribution. And trust your gut, okay? Awesome. Like, subscribe, send it to anyone with whom you think would benefit from this. And it has been a pleasure. And I hope you all take time this week to really rest. Okay? Sending my love. See you next week.